constellations on the equinox of March 21st, it would take about 25,000 years, or 2,000 years per constellation.
Now, of the many astronomical metaphors in the Bible, one of the most important has to do with the ages. Throughout the scriptures, there are numerous references to the age. In order to understand this, we need to be familiar with a phenomenon known as the precession of the equinoxes. The ancient Egyptians, along with cultures long before them, recognized that approximately every 2150 years, the sunrise on the morning of the spring equinox would occur in a different sign of the zodiac. This has to do with a slow, angular wobble that the Earth maintains as it rotates on its axis. It is called a precession because the constellations go backwards rather than through the normal yearly cycle. The amount of time it takes for the precession to go through all 12 signs is roughly 25,765 years. This is also called the Great Year, and ancient societies were very aware of this, and they referred to each 2150-year period as an age. From 4300 BC to 2150 BC, it was the age of Taurus, the bull. From 2150 BC to 1 AD, it was the age of Aries, the ram. And from 1 AD to 2150 AD, it is the age of Pisces, the age we are still in to this day. And in and around 2150, we will enter the new age, the age of Aquarius.
Now we can go even further. Our solar system consists of a sun and the 9 planets. Now our solar system and surrounding constellations of stars is part of a greater system of stars known as a galaxy. Our galaxy is known as the Milky Way. The Milky Way has a center about which all the stars, including our sun, rotates around. Just as the Earth and the Sun have a plane of rotation known as the ecliptic, the Milky Way has a plane of rotation for its stars. This is known as the galactic plane. Now the relationship of the galactic plane of rotation and the ecliptic plane, the plane of rotation of the Earth and Sun, is 60 degrees. With regard to the 25,000 year cycle we have been discussing, since 1975 something very unique has been occurring. First, our sun began to enter into the region of the galactic plane, aligning itself with the galactic plane of the Milky Way. Second, the sun, the earth, and the plane of our galaxy have been aligning on the winter solstice. During this time, meaning during each winter solstice since 1975, the Earth has been coming into almost perfect alignment with the plane of the galaxy, separated by approximately 7 degrees. This is due to the tilt of the Earth at about 23 degrees and the galactic plane at 60 degrees. This phenomenon occurs for approximately 45 years. So the sun will have made its journey through the Milky Way's equatorial plane or galactic plane by 2019. This will not occur again for another 25,000 years. This is a picture of the Milky Way taken at night in the eastern skies of Texas, the state of Texas. Notice how the band of stars cuts across the sky at that 60-degree angle. It is important to note, based on what we have been discussing, that from our perspective here on Earth, the sun is moving to the east or eastward through the galactic plane. It is traveling toward the eastern star Vega. Vega is the brightest star in the eastern sky in the constellation of Lyra. So one may say that every 25,000 years, the sun rises from the west, galactically speaking. This, of course, is analogous to the sun rising from the east every 24 hours here on Earth. It is interesting to note that the star Vega is 25 light years from Earth and was referred to in ancient time as the judge of heaven and the life of heaven. Also concerning the 25,000 year cycle, an Indian tribe known as the Mayans had a calendar that calculated this time period. It is said that their calendar, in conjunction with the 25,000 year cycle, ends on December 21st, 2012. According to what is understood and commonly accepted of the Mayans, the Indian nation of Central America, they said that the sun's crossing of the galactic plane marked the end of time. With regard to the sun's crossing of the galactic plane, it is said that the Mayans referred to this as the sun passing from one world to the next. But what does all this mean? Since we are talking about God and His creation, where do we begin? Well, logically, we need to find a common denominator or common ground if we are attempting to navigate the time of the judgment and the return of the Messiah. I can think of no better figure to begin with than that of Jesus. Before I continue, I must comment that Christians have strange beliefs and practices that do not conform to reality or truth. For example, we know that reindeer don't fly in the air, but I was taught differently as a Christian child, and thus believed in Santa Claus for a good part of my childhood. No matter what excuse you make, my parents lied to me, and they were lied to also as children. Have you ever stopped to wonder about this? Our parents were lying to us. The television shows and even newscasts to this day continue this lie until one day a child wakes up to find out that there is no Santa Claus. Do you suppose or just assume you and or your parents have woke up from every lie you were told? Let us examine another Christian holiday or practice in depth, the holiday known as Easter. By now you should realize that rabbits do not lay eggs. Rabbits are mammals, meaning they give live births like other mammals, including us. So let's discuss the practice of the Easter tradition of pretending that chicken eggs are laid by rabbits. A rabbit is an animal that is considered oversexed, meaning he is an animal that has an extreme sex drive. The male rabbit, called a buck, can mate 7 days a week, twice per day with a number of does or female rabbits. As you know, a chicken is a bird which of course lays eggs. A chicken can lay an egg about every 28 hours. When you go to the grocery store and buy eggs, those eggs are unfertilized, meaning that they are not going to hatch in your refrigerator. When a human woman has her menstrual cycle, which occurs approximately on average about every 28 days, she passes her egg or ovary. Her egg passes in her menstrual blood. Remember, the human female bleeds while passing her ovary or egg. Well, with a chicken, if a rooster comes along during the right time, during those 28 hours, the egg becomes fertilized. But fertilized or not, the egg is passed or laid by the chicken. But what happens when the chicken lays her egg? The word immaculate means free from spot or stain, spotlessly clean. In biology, it means having no spots or color marks. When a girl or a grown woman in the human family has her cycle or passes her egg or ovary, she is said to be spotting. Well, look at the chicken when she passes her egg. Look at this. No blood, no spot or blemish. By definition, when the chicken passes her egg, if it becomes fertilized, then we have an immaculate conception. Nimrod was a white man who was born 300 years before the birth of Jesus. Nimrod's birthday was on December 25th. He killed his father and began sleeping with his mother, Esther, known today as the holiday called Easter. She had children for her son Nimrod, making Nimrod his own father and son, which was the beginning of the lie that God and the Son are one and the same. It is true that this made Nimrod his own father, but the father and the son could never be identical. Nimrod and his mother were worshipped by the people. and knowing that